and I first came across your software when a client of mine needed a newsletter system solution, and we just wanted to have a subscription channel, so people could sign up and send out a PDF. And a lot of the other systems were much more complicated and wanted to do so much more that they didn't want. And so I used it in anger a couple of years ago, and ever since then I've kind of come back to it because I just find it really, really useful and really easy. To the point where it's now become my main newsletter for all my clients. And for those that don't know, I've got about 100 clients, and my main user base, my main clients are the police. So it has to be secure, it has to be fast, it has to be simple. So really, over to you, because you're going to go through more of the features and explain how it really works.
Of course. Thank you. You have said a lot about me. Very nice things. I appreciate it.
Well, the other
And
thing is that you come across people that in the Mattermost channel. There's been several conversations in the town square about this chap who keeps making really good videos about Joomla and using core features. Here we are.
mm,
So you come not just for that, but also for your enthusiasm of the videos that you've been making.
I am enthusiastic about Joomla, and I believe this is what we all share in common. We really think Joomla is good, and we want to show it. So for my discussion today, I chose the title "Approaching Email Marketing the Joomla Way." Let me try and share my Google Slides because, of course, it has to be Google Slides.
I think you become muted. Oh,
Okay, can you
I
hear
can
me?
hear you again. I can hear you again.
Excellent. Can you also see my Google Slides?
Yes, NS Pro, approaching email marketing the Joomla way.
So I chose this title, Approaching Email Marketing the Joomla Way, because I think we already appreciate the excellent structure and consistent look and feel that Joomla offers. So basically, that's the main feature of NS Pro. And I just want to say that I'm gradually transferring my website to mavxr.com. I think that shows a little love to my clients and users. So we all appreciate Joomla, but what about email marketing? Um, Let me go to the next slide. Why should we care about email marketing? Well, most of us already know the answer, but it's interesting to know that in 2023, 99% of consumers check their email every day, some of them multiple times per day, and 4.24% of e-commerce conversions happen because of email marketing. And obviously, this helps us build relationships. 68%, over 68% of welcome emails are opened. And this is impressive if you think that you can send content to people that are visiting your website for the first time and they interact with your website, and then you can start sending content right away. So let me introduce myself just a little bit. This is my first time that I'm presenting my content over a Joomla channel. I'm a Joomla developer since 2008, and I create computer software since a lot of time. I've released software in various languages and frameworks, and I have a tragic flow like everyone. If something takes 10 minutes and I have to do it more than once, I'd rather automate it and spend like a month or 10 days or whatever to do it automatically. I think that's a tragic flow. So let's dive in. Why choose NS Pro? It works out of the box. I really believe that configuration should be optional. because, as you said, a lot of other extensions just try to onboard you while presenting so much content that you don't really understand or need that specific moment. And NS Pro is just an installation you'll see, and you can start right away. It's native Joomla. We don't use any add-ons or libraries, only jQuery, and that's already there for all Joomla installations. We don't have any limits. When you get NS Pro, you have it. You don't have to pay more or whatever. You can use it on your websites, and it comes with all the pro features. So now we can see what this presentation will contain. I have split this presentation into three main parts: getting started, further configuration, which is optional, as I said, and advanced features. And let's start right away. I have created an empty Joomla installation default core. Let's see if I can share my whole um, browser. Nope. Let's put this in. Okay, I think you see my whole browser now.
Yes, we're seeing the back end of a administrative part of a local host.
Excellent, excellent. All right, thank you. So let's get started. Obviously, we'll go to install NS Pro, and that's a single package. We drop it over, and you can just click start working with NS Pro. There's an optional tour here, but we'll just keep it for now. We can create a list. And here are our mailing lists. These are optional as well. So you may use NS Pro without a mailing list, but I'm just going to create two for now for these testing purposes. So as you saw, it's as simple as that. You just write a name, there's your mailing list. And then it's common for users to maybe subscribe themselves or import a file, CSV file or similar with subscribers. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I have prepared a file with subscribers. So this was the toolkit, import export tools. I'm just going to select the file. I hope you can see that. Okay, CSV, and I'm going to upload and import. 5 subscribers added, and there they are. Here are my subscribers. I've added myself, and I didn't really know if I could use your email, so I just wrote a fake email here, but your name's there. Confirmed versus unconfirmed subscribers means that someone has not clicked on the double opt-in feature. This means that this record is inactive in every way. It's pretty much like trust. So this one is an email address that will bounce if we send an email to it. It doesn't exist. And this one is malformed. It's not correct. So we'll see what happens with those addresses in a few minutes. So we created our mailing lists, we imported our subscribers, and now what someone would probably want to do is configure an email template for their firm. And we have a bunch of email templates here. Let's go for our blue one. And you enter into your template here. You can change the logo. Let's change the logo for a moment. Let's see if we can get a media here and load. I've taken the London user group logo. Hope that's okay. And you can also write your information here, obviously. this template can be reused in all your emails. So I'm just gonna select everything and deselect this one and unpublish them for now so that we only deal with the blue one. I'm just gonna call it Juggle template. I don't know if you really call it Juggle, but I don't know. It seems natural for me.
Yeah, no, juggle is what we call it.
Okay. So now I've adapted my template, my email template. I have an editor here and I can change whatever I want. And I will be reusing this same template in all my newsletters if I want to, or I could have a couple of templates or so. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my newsletters. This is empty. And I'm gonna click new. Sorry, is there a question or something? Because I really don't see Google Meet now. No. Are the default templates mobile ready? Yeah, they are. Yes, they're responsive. Yes, the content there is responsive. As you probably know, email HTML for some reason is decades behind HTML and CSS, um, normal browser HTML and CSS. So those are based on tables, and that's actually normal for email templates. And yes, they're responsive. So when I get to the newsletter edit interface, I can choose from available templates right down here and apply the template. It's there already. This is the sender name, okay? Sender email address. This is probably this is filled with my Joomla configuration uh, email address, the one used in the server mail settings. And this is the reply to address. This is also pre-filled with the one from the configuration. So it's pretty much ready for me here. It's good to use a reply to address as far as I've seen so far. Well, here's our subject. We could say that this is our welcome newsletter. So you can write welcome and use this smart text here. You can find the smart text help down here. That's a large window with a lot of things, but this subscriber smart text can also be used in the subject for now. And you can use the name, first name, last name, email, etc. And there are also some URLs from the system and inclusion of articles, modules, etc. This is the preview line. If you've seen in email clients, there's a text that only appears when you preview the email. When you get into it, you don't really see it, or you may see it, but this is actually just a hidden div element. So you may write something here like we're super happy. Oh, let's choose another one. Welcome, Juggle. Get prepared to see amazing content. Okay. So now we're obviously adapting our newsletter, and we can change things here, remove or add things like another image or something. That doesn't seem nice. Let's put this one. Okay. And I want to use this one as a welcome email. Now we'll go over to sending details here. And there's a scheduled sending option, which allows me to choose welcome email after subscription. So this particular newsletter will be sent to the user when he subscribes. And it's As we said, it's 68% probable that he will open it and see the content we want him to right at the beginning of his subscription. So I'm just going to save it here. And as you see, mailing list, I haven't chosen a mailing list. And so it says no list, all subscribers. This is because, as I said, mailing lists are optional. So a newsletter without a mailing list will be sent to all subscribers. We've had some uh, errors, not errors. How can I say? We've had some goofs happening with this one. So I'm clearing this out. If you select the mailing list, like news and updates, so this newsletter will be only sent to those subscribers that select to subscribe themselves to the news and updates mailing list. So I think that's simple. And the sending style is scheduled as the welcome email after subscription. Now, I can do the same thing and create another newsletter. Let's see. Uh, let's say here for a week. We're super excited you're still here. So let's add the template again. And how was your week? You can select sending details, campaign after subscription. And this one means that after a specific amount of days, you can select here, or even months or years, you can send this newsletter to your user, to your subscribers. You can also input your exact days here or write whatever you want. And save this one. So this will show a warning because this newsletter has no way to be sent yet. You need to configure a cron job key. We'll see that in a moment. But let's just say that this will be sent in a minute. And I'm going to prepare another newsletter for you now. This is our awesome content of the month. And go through the same process. Now, this one I'm just going to save for now. Let's say we want it to be sent to our news and updates. Or do we want both? Let's put news and updates now. So this one now says manual pending. And it's just waiting there to be sent. How many emails will it send? Newsletter software faces a problem with servers because servers have an email limit per hour nowadays. Usually that's 500 emails per hour. So NS Pro comes with a default emails per send option of 240 emails, which is per half hour. So that would send 480 emails, allowing a window of 20 emails for your for the rest of your website features. Of course, you can change that and configure it as you wish. So I'm just going to write 2 for now here, just for the purposes of this presentation. And let's select it and click send. This is a manual sending. You don't need to schedule anything. You can send your newsletter. And as you saw here, this one was sent. This number was 3 before, and now it's 1 because it's sent 2, which is 66% of our emails for this specific newsletter. So what happens now? If I select it and click send again, it will continue from where it stopped and complete the sending. Obviously, we want to schedule it and we will discuss that further on. But for the moment, let's say this is finished. If I select it and click on clear sending status, this means that we will lose all information of the sending. It will reset the last ID of the subscriber, last subscriber received to 0, and it will start sending again the same newsletter to the same amount of users. Let me check one thing. So this one is in test list. This email is malformed, as we said. So NS Pro has a default feature to check for such emails. I've added the test list now in my mailing lists, and I'm gonna send again. Let's change this to 4 or whatever, and send it again. So this time it has finished, and it says it sent 3 emails. That is because it has automatically set as unconfirmed the malformed email addresses from your list so that it doesn't stop sending. And it should probably send me a notification about it in my email address. So there's also a sending delay feature in my advanced options, sending delay per newsletter, which is in seconds to wait between each sending of the newsletter. And this is for very strict servers that have a limit of emails per second. We don't use milliseconds because it's not common. I haven't seen it in servers to have milliseconds of limits. They usually have like 5 emails per 8 seconds or something like that. So you can split it and send like 1 email per second. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Oh, we should add a subscription form. Now we've finished about newsletters for now. I'll come back to them later. So let's discuss about creating a subscription form. So this is Cassiopeia, the empty template. Now you can create subscription forms in 2 ways. There's a menu item type and this Pro subscribe form, which you can use. And you should write a form ID here, which is whatever. You can write whatever just to separate this form from others in the same page. So if I refresh and go to NS Pro, this is my subscription form. And there's also a module, which is also simple. You can go to it, place it to a position, and publish it to all pages and call this module. Now those two can work on the same page because of that unique form ID we wrote. You can write anything there. Any questions so far? Oh, we have some questions here.
There's a couple in, sorry, the mouthful. There's a couple in the
In the
comment.
chat. Mm-hmm.
Does it have auto input for the letter number of the year?
That's a good question.
And can you connect NS Pro to Amazon to avoid sending restrictions? Oh, simple. What's SES? Can't remember now. Simple email system or whatever it's called.
I suppose it's like, well, NS Pro can connect to any email server. So you can if Joomla connects to it, you can connect NS Pro to it. By default,
I
excuse me?
usually use it through Mailgun. That's how I do it.
Okay. By default, it uses the Joomla configuration from system, the server one. here. I've prepared it before. But if you want, you can have a custom SMTP here, and you can connect it to any service you want. Yes, it can connect independent of the Joomla connection. You can use the custom SMTP, and it can connect. I don't think there's a number for a year. I know there's a daytime smart text, but that renders the full daytime. So I don't think you have a way to add the letter number, if that's what you mean. Is there an opt-out? Yes, there's an opt-in feature and opt-out feature, both for the subscription and as for subscription. You can add content from third-party extensions. Yes. In newsletters, you can add anything you can add to an article. It runs content plugins, and you can also include modules using this smart text here, include module. So I guess that answers it. Okay, so should I go on?
Yeah, no, please do.
Is it multilingual? That's an excellent question. Yes, you can have as many languages as you wish. What we have done here with multilingual configurations is that we depend on Joomla for it. So when you have a module or a menu item, by default it has a language setting. If you enable the multilingual feature in the system plugin, you get a language field here, and then you can go to excuse me, you can go to,
Associations are not shown when you don't have multi-language enabled.
yeah, I should enable it to see the film. Yeah, so there's a multiple lists appearance option here. What we have done is you can create your mailing lists per language. So if you have like two mailing lists, you should split them to your languages and then get 4 mailing lists for different mailing lists. And you can only show fixed lists, like select the English list or the German list here. And then the subscribe module will only show the mailing list you wish. And you can change all the texts um, of the subscribe form here, the basic texts, and you can change the rest of the texts and alerts and dialogues in the language files. Those are there. And if you want, you can also use them as a hidden input and just subscribe them to your lists. So if you have like one list for German or French and a couple of lists for English, you can select the ones you want for the English module. You create two modules, two different modules, one for the English and one for the other language, and select the appropriate mailing list uh, for each of the languages. The same happens for the menu. And if you go to your newsletter, you can obviously select the amount of mailing lists. And obviously, since the content should be in different languages, you can write a different newsletter per English or whatever other language you have. You could theoretically include all of your content in one newsletter and split it in two languages. Some sites do that. And it's okay. You can just select all of your mailing lists or split them, whatever you want. So that's 100% possible. Is it Joomla 5 ready? Not yet. It's in our roadmap. It's the second feature, the second step in our roadmap, because we have to drop Joomla 3 compatibility to be compatible with Joomla 5. And user statistics the published user statistics of Joomla currently show that more than 50% of Joomla users are still on Joomla 3, and we're trying to convince them to come along, but we have to migrate the MVC structure in order to get it ready for Joomla 5. So I think that covers it. So what about scheduling newsletters? In my website, you can find a cron job key generator, and that's actually just an MD5 hash that you can place in your options, advanced options, and I have it ready here. You can write your site and your email and get one. So if I save this and get back to you, see the warning left. For the purposes of this presentation, I have prepared a local trigger of the sending procedure. You can download a PHP script from here on the cron job key generator and create your own trigger if you wish in your local or on your live website. It's actually cron job. But if you don't know how to do that or don't want to do that, our website will trigger your website. If you don't click this only generate key checkbox here, our website will trigger yours every 30 minutes. We have a cron job running, and every 30 minutes it will run and send your newsletters. So I have prepared a local task here, and I hope it runs within the next 3 minutes on my Windows machine. So far, we've sent 2 emails here, and those come by default with a tracking image, which is down here. It's a black dot, which tracks whether or not someone has opened our newsletter or not. This is included by default. One other common feature that is required, but we are talking about further configuration now. You've seen what NS Pro does in a nutshell. Another common feature is bounced email handling. So as we said, we have here a non-existent Gmail address, which should produce a bounce. I'm not seeing any bounce right now. But anyway, you can go here to your bounced email handling. And oh yeah, I haven't configured it yet. So I need to write a bounce address here. So let's write test at mavroschristopoulos.com. And our mail server is mail@mavroschristopoulos.com, and port is 993, IMAP, SSL, and this one is the same. So basically what I'm doing right now is that I am configuring access to my mail server via IMAP, which is different to SMTP because it reads the inbox of my emails. I'm only using the test address for the purposes of this presentation. You should normally create a separate email address for your bounces, because what this does is it goes into your inbox and reads the emails. Not that there's any privacy issue, but it marks all your inbox as read. So you don't really want that. You should use a separate address. Now let's see. Let's write the password here. Not sure if I wrote it correctly. And you can select whether or not to delete this subscriber or set him as unconfirmed, or even the Joomla user if one exists. You can also select that. I'm just gonna set it as unconfirmed now. And notify on bounce with yes, we want to be notified. Automatic checking, yes, we also want that. Let me also add my email here as the admin notification email, which is obviously also optional. And here are the opt-in and opt-out features. You can select whether you want uh, opt-in and opt-out. Sorry, that's not here. It's double opt-in and double opt-out. Those are enabled by default. And these are the notifications for each respective action of your newsletter. So we should send this newsletter again. Clear sending status, it resets to 0, and now we'll send it again, and this should produce a hard bounce and a notification. No, this one was unconfirmed. Sorry, I'm just gonna send it again. So it also it has set as unconfirmed the same malformed email address, but this time we should get a few emails. This is the newsletter that we received, and this is a notification. We enable notifications now that the sending has completed successfully. This one is the bounce. I'm just going to leave it to unread right now. This is the email again. And this is another notification that a malformed email has been skipped. And here's the malformed email address. So you will get a few emails if you want while sending newsletters, but at least you know how the process is going. Let's leave this now as it is so that the automatic bounce check finds it. But if you want to manually run a bounce check, you can also do it here. I will do it so that you can see it right now. So I'm just going to run a bounce check and hopefully it connects to the IMAP and reads my email. Yes, as you can see now, it set this one as unconfirmed as well. And if I refresh, those emails were read. And it has produced another email that says bounces were found on your list. And it shows the same email address because we sent it twice. So those you get a notification about everything that happens in the sending process. Okay, so how do you avoid Gmail or see my server as a spam server? That's a good question. Well, mostly you don't want to use email addresses that you obtained maliciously, obviously. You want to send them. There's a few things you should do. First of all, you should check your newsletter's spam score. And you can do that using either the newsletter edit interface, like right here, check the spam score. And this is powered by Email Tester, which is an awesome website, a friend of ours. And sorry, it's in Greek. I don't know how to change. Okay, here. Let's change it to English. And I can just copy this email address and go to my toolkit, newsletter testing, choose my newsletter, and then just send it. I go here, check my spam score. There's a limit on how many times you can do that per day for free, but I really suggest if you send emails, uh, subscribe to this awesome website. It has good prices and you can get a good report. So this is our spam score, and we have an explanation of what's happening. This broken link is because I'm sending from my local host. So this should get a 10 out of 10 by default if everything is configured correctly. So we've set up our bounced handling, and oh, okay. So now we we saw that we can schedule emails for events like email after subscription, campaign. We can also schedule normal newsletters for a specific date and time. If you set this in the past, this will send immediately within the next 5 minutes. So this one is scheduled to be sent immediately. And we can also schedule that same email as a regular newsletter. And this practically means that there's a sending interval of this same newsletter, which obviously needs to have something dynamic in its content to be interesting. You can send an amount of days here and select the action after sending. So you can either create a copy of this newsletter and your newsletters will fill up gradually each week, or reschedule this same newsletter and lose its opening statistics that we will see in a moment. I usually do this if I want a regular newsletter, but you can select whatever suits you best. And then it says regular newsletter. Next send will be we set the let's see next send. Let's put it here this day. Within the next 5 minutes, this should send. We also have custom fields. You can add your own custom field in the, like country, and you can also validate it with a regular expression here or set an initial value. There's also a couple of advanced things that you can write here, like subscriber IP. You can place in the initial value and write user IP. Obviously, this would be a hidden field. And then we can also add the country, the one that I wanted to present at first. And there it is. You can also obviously select which of these fields you want to show in each of your subscribe forms. So this one will contain the country and this one does not. And there's obviously a captcha feature here. You can use the Joomla configured captcha. We currently only support reCAPTCHA from Google, which is a problem lately, but we're seeing on expanding on those. And you can also configure newsletters as your opt-in, opt-out emails as the subscription confirmation and unsubscription confirmation email respectively. And there's a separate confirmation smart text help here, which is the confirmation link, which you can place using this link here, or the URL. Why is this useful? Because this one will just place a blue link there, writing your text here, or you can create your own link, my own link, and style it as you wish, like bold and whatever. And let's make it large. And then you can write here as the URL, you can write conf URL. And then you get the same confirmation link as above with this. I didn't write a subject. So you get a grasp of this. Oh, you can also choose which mailing lists get this confirmation email at first. So this, we're not talking about the welcome email after subscription. We're talking about the middle one between the user filling the subscribe form and actually subscribing when they click on the double opt-in link. So this is the email that they get to confirm their subscription. And when they choose some of the mailing lists, you can also select which mailing list will get this specific confirmation email. And if you want to have them get both or all of them, or one, only one, you can select it here in the confirmation subscription confirmation option of the component, like select if they get only one or all of the newsletters that you have created for their mailing list, because they may select two or three and you have a few. So we've finished with the further configuration. We've seen the cron job key, we've seen the bounce handling, we've seen the schedule sending, custom fields, custom confirmation emails, and we've also seen regular newsletters. Let's see some logs and statistics, which are also available. So we have the sending log, and the sending log pretty much records whatever happens with your newsletters, and you can see very detailed information here. And as you can see, I've sent a bunch of emails so far, and some of them were from the administrator model, which means from the interface here. Some were from the toolkit, but as you can see, there were also some cron job triggered sendings. And those are here. There are also some statistics down here. You can see subscribers per day per month. Yeah, I've cleared the sending of everything. Let me send another newsletter then. Sorry. So I just sent this newsletter again, and I should receive it. This is the awesome content of the month. When I allow this tracking image, as I said, it gets recorded in my recipients. And now these are my only two recipients because the other ones were unconfirmed. And this recipient has opened this newsletter so far twice. It records the one from before. So total openings, 4 unique openings, 2. It probably records from before. So I get recipients view here, and you can filter per newsletter or mailing lists, etc. And when someone unsubscribes, you can also see that he unsubscribed from the specific newsletter right here. I feel I'm saying everything so quickly. Thank you.
No, that's okay. There's a couple of questions coming.
Okay.
One was, what's the cost of NS Pro?
Currently, the cost is, as you said, is you can see it here. It's $29.99, which is very cheap for such an extension. And this is because I'm a sole developer, a freelancer, and I can provide very cheap prices for good extensions.
I think it's very good value. It is really good value. There was another question, which was Mike was here. Can you set up an auto respond to non-openers after X days?
That's interesting.
It is.
Auto resend to non-openers. I don't think you can do that. No, at the moment, no. That's not possible because, well, we don't track it so far. I guess you could manually do it. Go through your mailing list and see which ones opened it and which ones didn't, and manually send it to them again. But well, that's not automatic. So that's an interesting feature.
Yeah, I mean, I do get that quite a lot from some spammier email systems where I just ignore it, and then a few days later they send me a, "You were obviously too busy to open your mail." It's like, yes, go away. So I don't
Yeah,
know how good a feature that would be, but
yeah,
people
yeah.
do
We
do it.
really don't.
Yeah.
We really don't like spamming, and that's reflected in our software.
Yes.
Does it automatically update? Yes, it uses the Joomla updater. Can you make a subscription form in RSForm Pro? I don't want to use Google CAPTCHA, so I could use RSForm Pro instead. Well, theoretically speaking, you could have any form post to NS Pro and receive the appropriate data if you set the right fields with the appropriate names. But I'm not sure if you can do it with RSForm Pro. I really haven't used that all that much because I have a form creator too, so I'm not sure I can answer that question correctly.
But I think
Uh,
the key point here is that he doesn't want to use Google Captcha, and you
well,
don't need to use Google Captcha with yours. You've got
no,
your own simple system.
yeah, not necessarily. You can, as I said, you can select to use the system captcha. We are expanding to use other captchas as well, but you can also use an anti-spam question. I know that's old-fashioned, but being colorblind, somewhat colorblind, I really hate captchas at the beginning, so that's the reason behind this. And it really works if you select a good question, not a mathematical one, but a something that a human can answer. You really eliminate a lot of um, spammers this way, because anyone who respects himself doesn't really target a specific website unless they have a specific purpose, and then you can take other measures. Well, captchas are not very good at that as well. Yeah, H captcha. This is the one that I'm gonna try and incorporate right now. One of our next features. Recently hacked extension. They have a tagging system to pull in content into templates. Do you have all the tags offered by the extension? We are in the process of implementing that specific feature right now. So I don't know if that specific extension has, I don't know exactly what they do. I know they have an auto content tag. We are implementing a latest articles tag, which pretty much loads your articles. I'm not sure if you would like to implement, if you would like us to implement more of standard Joomla content. So if you want, maybe you can write it here now. Some sort of honeypot. Mm, are you referring to the captcha? We currently only support reCAPTCHA, the default Joomla captchas, but
Tricks Honeypot is a specific thing. It's basically looking. You can put it on your system, and then when the automatic bot fills it in, the IP gets added to a list.
yeah,
And when it's seen in multiple places at the same time, then they get banned, and you get points for banning them.
yeah.
It's a big international project. I've been doing it for years.
Mhm. Yeah, we currently only support the anti-spam question and the Google reCAPTCHA from the default Joomla captcha, but we are in the process of expanding. Yes, Martina?
Uh, if something, do you all captures that will go into the from Joomla itself, right?
Well, We
Then you can then every plugin that is a Joomla captcha can go with your extension, right?
yes,
And you can
yes,
make your honeypot yourself with a plugin for Joomla. Yes, right.
yes, indeed.
I understand.
But we do have a JavaScript check which is very personalized to Google reCAPTCHA, and we will
Okay.
remove that. So I'm not 100% sure that it works with all plugins right now. I haven't tested it with all plugins, but we will remove that
But could be
very
possible
soon.
if I have a
Yeah,
have a honeypot to
that's
capture.
the purpose. Yeah,
Because you can make your own plugin with a honeypot only and
exactly.
make it as a plugin for reCAPTCHA for Joomla, and this could work on with your extension.
And that's
Perhaps.
that's our way of thinking. Yeah, that's our
Okay.
way of thinking. We don't want to add features when you can do it with another extension from Joomla.
Right.
That's
Okay.
that's the correct way to should go.
Thank you.
Thank you. So let's see what other question we have here. Turnstile. I'm sorry. Let me Google that. I don't know that. That's a band. I'm sorry. Let's see. Can you talk to class about using convert forms for populating mailing lists from contact forms and to offer all features for the transition? Okay. Well, I can note that down.
Gary, do you want to expand on that?
Sure,
That would be useful.
there's two things there really. The first thing is just checked Tassos Convert Forms extension, and he doesn't have a plugin or add-on for NS Pro. And I
Okay.
think that would be a great feature to A, for Tassos to provide, and B, for you to for NS Forms to be able to facilitate.
Okay.
The second thing was I have a client who uses the other newsletter application,
Okay.
and it, looking at how you've built this and looking at the way it works natively, the fact that it looks the same, it looks like it's designed to operate within Joomla. I think would be a great administrative feature for them. But before I could bring them over to NS Pro, I'd need to know that they had all the features that they're currently using. And one of those features I asked you about before was the tagging. The tagging feature, where they create a template and then they basically transpose or populate the tagged content within the template with new content.
Yeah. Do they include anything else than articles?
I'd have to have a look, but yes, it's used quite well. It was something new to me. I'd never seen it before, and then when I took them on and started to support their site, it was something that created a bit of a problem to begin with, because it just kept falling over, and had to spend some time trying to work it out. But
Okay.
yeah, they use various parts of the article and various information, and I think also custom fields.
Yeah, because I think this other system that you're not talking about and naming, it can bring in just the intro, can't it? You can the ID or the
Yeah,
title.
I think it can also bring in the image and probably the title as well. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I haven't thought about including custom fields.
I thought I saw in your presentation, because you were covering quite a lot very quickly.
I know.
I thought I saw it. I thought I saw all of the tags and the short. And you did say about shortcodes and not shortcodes, but
Yeah, let's return to that. Let's see about our smart text here.
Smart text and stuff. Yeah.
So you can include a specific article using its article ID, and you can include the title or the intro. You can also include a module.
Yeah. Yeah.
which is what we've done so far when we wanted regular newsletters. You just place a module there, like a latest articles module.
As a workaround, as a temporary workaround, would you include um, codes that were inside a module? Say, for example, you used regular labs articles anywhere within a module. Would you include what was brought in by articles anywhere?
Yes, you can include whatever is shown on a module there.
Okay.
And also
Okay.
content plugins run there.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, if content plugins, I mean, that would be an ideal. So we've got articles anywhere on every website. So,
mhm.
you know, that would be a temporary workaround. But to offer that for your own, without any other additional third-party support, would be fantastic, I think.
Let me check. Is articles anywhere a content plugin or is it a system plugin?
System and content, I think.
Okay. If it's a content plugin, yes, you can use it.
Okay.
If it's a system plugin, no. We run
Just-
content plugins in the newsletter.
Content plugins only. Okay, that's good distinction.
Yeah. And you can also
It might be the order at which the plugins were arranged as well.
Yeah.
I didn't quite catch that.
Sorry, I was saying if it was a system plugin, it might work, but it depended on the order in which the plugins were arranged in the back end
Mm.
as to which one would fire first.
If it's a system plugin, it won't be included because we are using the content prepare trigger from the manually from the newsletter sending process.
Right.
So it only runs content plugins. I know that's a limitation, but system plugins would be too much to run in the newsletter, and you don't really want that because they do a lot of other things that are not are probably not wanted in a newsletter. You can also
Look, sorry, Christopher, just something that just jumped into my mind. Noticing the codes that you've got here, one of the things that might be useful is to add like a category, title, and description, or category image, or category content. Say, for example, you wanted to.
yeah, we could add whatever you need from those. Yeah, we could add that. We could also generalize it and probably load
Then you can
from
put your
whatever.
intro in the category thing, and then you could include loads of other articles as well from that category.
Yeah, but you can also include a module or
Yeah.
whatever you need. So
There's
basically,
so much there, isn't it?
all these years we've been using the module inclusion here. What's the difference between that is that it will, if you configure it to be sent the next week and not publish any articles within the following week, you will get the same newsletter sent out again. There's no filter on whether there's a new article or not.
Okay.
So I think that's a separation from the other newsletter software. We haven't gone so far with those tags, but we are in the process of doing so right now.
Okay. Thank you very much.
We also have a random tag here for special tickets to only a random amount of users, and content that only shows to users that have a specific value for a field, like a specific country or something else here. And what I haven't discussed so far is that we also have a user plugin that you can use. If you install NS Pro on a fresh Joomla, on an existing Joomla installation, you can import your Joomla users with one click here. And then you can go to the plugin and enable it for your registration form. and you can select whether to show lists, all lists, specific lists, subscribe checkbox, or make a silent registration again by specific lists. Let's show all mailing lists for now, and let's see what that does on our registration form. So it adds a newsletter preferences field set and our mailing list here, or you can simply show a subscribe checkbox, and then you get a subscribe there button. And we also have a lot of, obviously, we have a lot of front-end views. You can create a newsletter list from existing newsletters, and there's also a subscriber list and the front-end newsletter manager that we can see in a second. And you can select your order or specific mailing lists here, and let's create this one. So here's my newsletter archive, and it only shows the one that I've sent so far. So it doesn't show the other ones that are scheduled or specific special newsletters, if we can call it that way. But there's also an option here that you can set in publishing, whether or not this is published, unpublished, or auto-published, which means that it will be shown on your website once it has been fully sent to all subscribers. So this means that if someone receives a newsletter while it is sending, it won't appear in the newsletter list, but it will when the sending is finished. So before everyone goes away, let's sum this up and say we also have a front-end newsletter manager. This is the last one I'm gonna show you. I understand that I've shown quite a lot. It's 15 years of work here. So let's do this one. And there are options for the front-end newsletter manager. You can select which user groups have access to this feature. And there's also an HTML template option that you can select, and select whether or not the user can edit the whole template or just place his content right where you write this special tag, user content. So maybe you want to keep the whole frame and layout and insert user content in a specific point. You can select which one sees what on the front end and a lot of other things. Don't want to tire you. So here we have it. And it's disabled by default. You need to enable it in the options, optional features, enable front-end newsletter manager. So that's an extra security feature there. And now, as you see, I can edit everything from my front end. It's limited compared to the backend, but that's intentionally done for security as well. So that's pretty much it. Returning to my slides, I need to show my slides. Here's our roadmap, as I discussed. We are going to implement the latest articles tag, and there's a Joomla 5 migrating to the latest MVC structure, and hoping for an amazing future. You already went to questions and answers. Feel free to make other questions if you have.
Thank you so much for going through all of that. That's really, really good. I use it quite a bit, but there was some features I wasn't even aware of, so that was actually really useful. And you can see how I can see the evolution of your product through user cases where it seems you've really focused on these are things that people want to do, so let's make you able to do them, which is really, really nice. So several people coming in, excellent presentation, very clear, great presentation, great extension, great price. Yeah, it does look awesome. It is really I mean, I use it. It's one of those things that I don't want to downplay. It wasn't, the sexiest thing ever. It's just it worked. And so I started uninstalling another product and putting that on. But it also did certain things in a simple way that the other products didn't do. And clients wanted. So it was a no-brainer. So yeah, I mean, in the last month, I've definitely, I've used it more and more, and I do need to just sit down and go through that whole manual, and because your documentation is very good, and your little videos and stuff. So it's just
We're trying to expand on documentation. We have a forum, and we have a help article, which is a help file, which is somewhat outdated. But we also have a onboarding tour, as you saw, and make heavy use of Joomla's inline help feature. As you can see here, all those inline. Sorry, I'm not sharing my
No,
screen.
you're not sharing that, no.
Yeah, sorry, just one moment. I'm making heavy use of the inline feature here. All those are default Joomla field descriptions. So you're gonna find everything you need here. If it's not here, it's not done in the component.
You also have your own guided tour system. You do
Right.
little tours, don't you?
Yeah, and it's not using the guided tours from Joomla because it exists there before that. Yeah,
That's very good.
and it also works in Joomla 3. It just takes you through those steps really quickly.
Yeah.
And you can really onboard within 10 minutes or less.
Yeah. Are there any other questions anyone's got?
Congratulations, Christopher. That was a very good presentation.
Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Fred.
And it was extremely well timed because it's only 2 minutes to 9 o'clock, so I couldn't have asked for more on time. Well, thank you so much. And you do I mean, this is not your only extension.
Yeah.
So, it would be good perhaps to get you on next year and go through some of your other extensions. And I mean, what is your favorite extension of yours?
Wow, good question. Well, I would have to go with my short list because it's a favorite extension, and there's nothing like it in Joomla. You can install it and make everything in your website become a favorite article or item in a list. You can even use CSS selectors to choose a specific block of your website and put that in your favorites. And I guess that's my favorite one.
I haven't even looked at that one. That's really interesting. I'll have to go back and have a look at that one.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for the presentation. Really clear, really, really helpful. And I hope it's really helped other people. I mean, there's one major feature that yours is lacking, which your rival had. That feature was that random files appeared on certain sites with extra packages and backdoors. I noticed yours doesn't have that.